Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of the Prime Time Newscast in the English language on Canal the International. I'm called Maureen. We'll begin with our top stories. A ban has been placed on the marketing and consumption of shisha by the government. This comes after a cross-examination of the danger it poses on human internal organs, though a threat to some business operators, some consumers' rights defenders and medical practitioners emphasize the importance and necessity of government decision for the ban of shisha. And the increase in the price of bread prices is already affecting consumers bearing the brunt, who are bearing the brunt already. Retailers say not only have the prices gone up, but the quality of bread has dropped drastically. And today, March 22, is being commemorated as World Water Day. The day is being celebrated under the theme Groundwater Making the Invisible Visible. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. A ban has been placed on the marketing and consumption of shisha by government. This comes after cross-examination of the danger it poses on human internal organs, though a threat to some business operators, some consumers' rights defenders and medical practitioners emphasize the importance and necessity of government decision for the ban of shisha. More on the story with our reporter Stephanie Chin.
The sale and consumption of shisha, considered as a silent killer, has been banned. In a release signed by the Minister of Territorial Administration, the commercialization of shisha in all recreational joints is out of creation. This ban by the government is considered by the defenders of consumers' rights as timely. They should ban the consumption of shisha and follow up to ensure that it is respected. Notices should be placed all over, visible to everyone. According to medical experts, a cube of shisha is equivalent to 113 sticks of cigarettes, which is dangerous to the human system. If we try to do a comparison between shisha and cigarette can be consumed within 7 minutes. Meanwhile, with shisha, you will have to inhale several times longer, which makes the person more exposed to infection. And this is common with youths because they think it has no tobacco, but it's more risk. The consequences are enormous. It can lead to lung cancer. Shisha is consumed for long, so its effect is higher. Despite the ban, one can observe from a very prudent distance the presence of vaporated tubes and pipes of shisha on different tables of some clubs and recreational centers.
And the increase in bread prices has effectively taken off, and consumers are already bearing the brunt. Retailers say not only have the prices gone up, but the quality of bread has dropped drastically. Our reporter Utmu Kusumi has been on the streets of Yaoundé talking with some consumers. Her story.
Depuis une semaine aujourd'hui, le bar est devenu 2, c'est le bar qui coûte 100 francs, c'est 125. Les petits, ce n'est pas les gros. Les petits pains qui coûtent 50, c'est 75. On souffre ici.
Prices of bread has become a major problem in the Cameroonian market. Retailers cried out loud for the non-profitable market they are facing now. We are obliged to increase the prices because the price has increased in the bakery. Bread is extremely expensive. We don't longer make any profit. We want the government to look into the flour issue. We are tired. If nothing is done, hunger will kill someone. Consumers, on their part, stranded and very much upset with the rising prices as their usual budget can no longer meet their demands. I'm really touched by the situation. Formerly, with 500 francs, I was sure of buying 5 loaves of bread, which was enough for our breakfast. But now, with 500, I can only have 4 loaves of bread. I'm really worried. Prices of raw materials like flour, they say, has dramatically increased, pushing bread producers and retailers to adopt the new disturbing prices.
Consumers are complaining about the price of bread. It's not our fault. It's the increase of flour in the international market. The government should do something to give subvention to bakery so that they can enter in their dues and try to pay their employees. The increase is too much. If you continue like this, soon we are going to lock the door.
The situation has equally pushed producers into constant manipulation of quantity and quality, putting the consumers in a very difficult situation.
And today, March 22, 2022, is commemorated as World Water Day. The day has been celebrated under the theme Groundwater, making the invisible visible. With the increasing water shortage faced by many cities across Cameroon, calls have been multiplied for the population to boost the valorization of underground water supply to meet their needs as most taps run dry. Now, what is a fueling water shortage in Cameroon and what must be done to address the problem? We spoke to a water treatment specialist, Alain Roger Fosso. Dada, take a listen.
There is a shortage on production. It means that we have less water treatment station that we need, or the water treatment plant that we have in Cameroon right now doesn't produce enough water for everyone. Even on some city, when they produce a lot of water, the distribution system himself is really bad. Either the pipes are really old, or people have been on the town before the city even put the roads and, open the place. So there is a huge problem for the water company to get pipes through the houses so everybody at the other end can have access to water. So to beat the water shortage in Cameroon, there are several things we need to do. The first thing to do is to divide our cities in water districts. Each water district will have a water treatment station. And then there is a number of connections attached to that water station, because the more close the production is to houses, the better people will have water in their home.
Now, still talking about World Water Day that is being celebrated today, we take you to the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, where inhabitants have turned to embrace different alternatives to get water as taps constantly run dry. And as Cameroon observed World Water Day this March 22, government announces a program to remedy the water scarcity in the capital city. Hai Sencha has the rest of that story.
C'est depuis la nuit des temps, depuis que toi mais qui existe, on n'a pas d'eau ici en bas. On n'a pas d'eau. L'eau s'arrête juste chez les grands types là-bas en haut là. Ici en bas, nous on souffre.
They have been waiting for water, but the taps remain dry. Etouameki, just like many other neighborhoods in Yaoundé, still suffering from the scarcity of the precious liquid.
Beaucoup des années, est-ce qu'il n'y a même pas qu'il y avait des tuyaux cassés? On n'a jamais fait ça. Jamais, jamais. Nous souffrons pour l'eau potable ici.
Si on peut même faire même un an, on ne voit pas l'eau. Surtout quand c'est la saison sèche comme ça, il n'y a pas l'eau.
In quarters like Emana and Etudi, many have turned to embrace different alternatives, setting up wells and boreholes that can supply them water on daily basis. Those who cannot afford constructing jars go queuing up on nearby compounds or public places like the mosques and churches to get the basic needs.
Tous ces mondes que vous voyez là, ils sortent de très loin manque d'eau dans la zone de Yaoundé Premier. C'est pour ça qu'ils viennent se ravitailler ici à la mosquée.
Je sors d'un Ngousso comme ça, je suis à la recherche de l'eau. Depuis une semaine, on n'a pas l'eau chez nous en Ngousso. Donc on souffre.
The quality of the water most often not fit for drinking. In commemoration of the World Water Day, this March 22nd, under the theme Groundwater Making the Invisible Visible, Cameroon, like many other countries, are challenged to valorize and boost the multiplication of groundwater points to meet the demands of the green population. The Cameroon Water Utility Service, in this 30th edition of World Water Day, has attributed the scarcity of water in major towns to unstable electricity, the dysfunctioning of water generators, among others. However, government promises to multiply mechanisms to regulate the situation.
In Yaoundé, we have one project that we call PAEPIS, the project for projet d'alimentation en eau potable de la ville de Yaoundé à partir du fleuve Sanaga. This project will bring 1,000 cubic meters in Yaoundé.
Experts have equally underlined the need to decentralize the supply of water into the hands of local authorities for a better day-to-day follow-up.
4 council areas in Cameroon's economic city have been empowered with skills and equipment to help them rebuild their communities and in return be self-employed. The mayor, with the backing of the International Labour Organization, has embraced a HIMO approach that enables the population to rebuild their communities and in return to gain employment. More in the following story. The high unemployment rates among youths in Cameroon remains disturbing.
It is a low-cost project, and the main objective, unlike a huge capital project, is to increase labor. To increase labor, manpower, unlike using more of capital. And we know nowadays the rate of unemployment is too high, so much so that with this type of project, it permits the youth to feel themselves. To occupy themselves during maybe holiday periods, or maybe those that don't have anything to do, to move on without any, to have something like a job to do also as well, that can, in the long run, bring them some revenue.
One of the options disclosed by the Douala for Council is a HIMO approach that is combining youth employment and economic recovery. By this, the population, mainly the youth, rebuild their communities and return to employment. Youths in the Douala for Council were selected per priority sectors, including road maintenance, hygiene and sanitation, drilling, just to name but these few. Equipment ranging from sewing machines, protective gadgets, and others were handed for them. The mayor of the Douala for Council is at the forefront of the high labor-intensive project this March 22 within his council area.
The first phase, we, like the council, we are there to give them this opportunity to train them. And then they, on their part, they have to initiate, maybe regroup themselves in like an interest group, bring up projects, submit to the council. If there is possibility that we look for fundings, we are going to continue to help them to make sure they get such funding so that the activity never dies.
Sponsored by the International Labour Organization, the labor-based approach is a cost-effective technical approach that combines labor and equipment in a balanced manner while developing the use of local resources to promote sustained, shared and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment and decent work for all.
Situated some 45 kilometers away from the town of Kribi, the Nyete-based rubber plantation and its processing unit employs over 5,400 persons. These employees operate in different departments like the nursery of rubber, treatment, harvesting, processing, and packaging of finished products for exportation. According to management, it is incumbent on the workers to enjoy social benefits accrued from production. The company has had some challenges.
Evecam got a lot of problems after the pandemic in 2019. So because of the problem of the rates of the rubber. So now Evecam tries to evaluate in a good direction, and we try today to recover the honorability of the company.
The population of Niete have expressed gratitude to the corporation for the provision of potable water in their various camps, schools and health centers, with 75% of hospital bills settled by the Niete company.
Sur le plan social, on ne se plaint pas.
In the social domain, we have no problem because the enterprise has made avail for its workers portable water, electricity, offices, grinding mills, because the majority eats corn fufu. The enterprise pays well, such that workers do not lack what to eat.
Donc, l'entreprise veille à ce que les travailleurs ne manquent pas de quoi manger.
Since its creation in 1975 on a surface area of 463,000 hectares, Hevecam plays a significant role in reducing unemployment in the country.
And that report brings us the end of this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal the International. Thank you so much for watching. We have news in the French language at exactly 19:50. We are learning Lenkanga, but coming up next is the brief with Liu Piejou. As for me, I'll be back same time tomorrow. Good night.